Welcome back to Hedge Apple Acres. I'm Cal. In today's video we're going to talk about Pro Nucs. Before we get started on the Pro Nucs, I know our videos have been very heavy towards the beekeeping aspect this summer. I still have the cattle and sheep and goats, and we'll be making more videos on that. Also, if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button and also click on the bell below if you'd like to receive notifications when I release a new video. In today's video we're going to talk about nukes, or Pro Nucs to be more exact. I'm wanting to split some of my hives to build up nukes for this fall for it to overwinter, and I was going through my equipment and I needed more nukes. I have some in use and I can change some of those hives to full-size hives, and I was looking at nukes and I found this Pro Nuc by beespro.com. Ordered it from Kelly Bees. Got here about $16. I ordered 10 of them, and it does require a little assembly, but it's really easy, and it's pretty impressive. I like it thus far before putting bees into it. In fact, I'm going to take 2 of them and put them in the trunk of my car to catch swarms. But first, let's look at this. We've got a cover. It's plastic. See, the ends are open. Got little end covers that just says out on this side, so just pop it into place. And when you slide it down, it locks and closes, still allows ventilation in, but when you open it up, bees can enter it. And it does it on both ends. The outs out. There we go. Open it, it opens up. Erase it. For frame rest, we have 2 frame rest, and they just set in there like that. There's bumps on here to hold 5 frames. So we put the frame rest on both sides. And it will hold 5 deep frames in here. And they go down, and if you look down there, it holds the deep frames from hitting the sides. But if you're not new here, you know I'm not a big fan of deep frames. I run all mediums, except for some deep frames I got with a little giant hive kit that I showed you in the video with the mountain gray Caucasian bees. So I just have a handful of the deeps, and I much prefer the mediums. So in this box, I have all mediums. And because the mediums don't go as deep, it'll hold 6 mediums. Granted, the little lines to keep it in place no longer matter because I'm just laying them in here, and that's how I'm going to try it and see how it goes. To make a swarm, to make my nuke, I'm going to go through and get the queen and nurse bees and put them in here, and let the original hive, raise me some new queens. And I'll do one of 2 things. One, I can just let that hive be. They'll raise a new queen, and in about a month I'll have a laying queen there. On the other hand, if I go into that hive before those queens emerge in about a week, I can pull queen cells out and put them in other nukes and expand my numbers a little bit. And that's my goal, expand my numbers to go in winters with a greater number of bees. It also will affect varroa mites to some extent, because that main hive will have a brood break in it. By allowing it to raise its own queen, we're getting a brood break in there. Another thing about these lids on the Pro Nucs, they can be vented or unvented, and it has a little cutout. It says vented or no vent, so it's really nice to be able to tell. Also, it has a feeder, but to do the feeder, you gotta go in and cut these ridges off. When you've cut it, you've got something that you can, your pop lid will go right here. I'll show you in just a minute, and the bees can get to. I cut this with this knife, not real smooth. A razor blade would work much better. As always, we appreciate you watching, and we encourage you to comment, like, subscribe, and share. We'll be seeing you more.